like the Mario and Luigi, and the rest are just the supporting characters. Of the
Yoshi?
Yoshi, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
who's the Yoshi? That's
Who's
what I
the
should have
Yoshi?
said. Sorry.
Thursday night was horrible for the Panthers. They got embarrassed on national TV in their first primetime game, so most of the country is like, all right, I saw enough, I'm out. No more hype, we're done. Let me give you their schedule coming up. The Carolina Panthers.
Okay. Right.
They play Detroit, that should be a win. They play Seattle at home, that should be a win. They play the Buccaneers, that should be a win. They play the Browns, that should be a win. And then they finish the season with Saints, Falcons, Saints. We're going to know if the Panthers are that team by week 15, and then we'll really know by the end of the regular season after those last 3 games. But there is no reason the Panthers shouldn't rattle off 4 straight wins with Lions, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Browns coming up. And if that's the case, they should be coming with a full head of steam for those final 3 divisional matchups. I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers are forgotten because we're not going to talk about them for the next couple months. I have a feeling for the next 5 weeks, they're out of sight, out of mind. They lost their primetime shot, and they were blown out in a game that we hyped them up for, and they ain't going to be on primetime in any of these ones. But I'm going to say that the Panthers, they could get a little steam, could get a little momentum.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the best thing that could have happened to them. Get the doors blown off you, be humbled, check your egos.
So you're with Cam.
I'm saying the Panthers.
Exactly what Cam was saying.
The Panthers can use that. They can use that to motivate, and they've got wins on the schedule left. A lot of these teams have brutal schedules. Panthers don't. Go win those 4 games and come in strong for the Saints on
Until
Thursday
they have to face the Saints twice at the end of the season, a team that beat them 3 times last year.
I see Christian McCaffrey as the Toad. You know, the little guy, small, fast, yahoo! Yeah. But, you know, when I play Mario Kart, I'm not making a joke, I like Wario. I like being the big bad guy. And the Wario in the NFC right now, I'm going to take a shot at this. We saw something yesterday that we haven't seen in about 6 months, and that was Khalil Mack at his full powers. Khalil Mack did terrible, terrible things to the Lions at Soldier Field yesterday. So the Bears are not the Rams, they're not the Saints. I'm looking forward, I'm taking a shot. I think if you got them in a playoff game and you had one of those signature defensive performances from a pass rush, I think that's the only way you're going to beat these
We've
teams.
seen it from Von Miller in big games, right?
We've seen it from Cam Jordan in big games.
Right.
We've seen pass rushers who can take over the game. And I just think unless you hit Breeze, unless you hit Goff, like, they're going to hit you and knock you out. Khalil Mack rested for weeks, and they risked it. They could have played. I think he's our best player. We're going to take a shot. We're going to beat the Bills. We're going to beat the Jets. And then they unleashed them yesterday, and it looked like the same one we saw week 1, week 2. Should the Bears continue to develop, and Trubisky develops, a big-time Khalil Mack game is the kind of game that could knock off a Breeze or a Goff. That's what it's going to take. I don't think anybody on offense can do it. I don't think there's a Rodgers and a Brady who can beat them offensively.
Yeah.
I think you have to beat them with the defensive star, and I think he's right now the best in the league.
I think the Vikings can do it.
The Vikings?
Yeah, I think they can. I think Kirk Cousins, you're talking offense, he's having a better year statistically than Tom Brady is right now, and he's an upgrade on what they had last year. He's a guy that can stretch the field. I have this weird feeling that everything's happening at the right time. Right? They were not great on defense to start. Then they got Everson Griffin back. They're doing celebrations after big plays. They're starting to look like they did last year defensively right now, and they are the #1 defense, by the way, over the last 4 weeks. And I feel like Dalvin Cook is back. Stephon Diggs is dealing with a bit of an injury. The bye week came, I feel like, right at the best time. And I just feel like in that NFC North, they're still going to sort of run the show. It'll be a huge game against the Bears in week 11.
And guess what? They beat the Saints last year in a playoff game, so they're not scared of them there. And they beat the Rams in a regular season game last year. They're not scared of them there.
They've won 4 or 5.
Sorry, the Rams beat them last year, but they...
And how did they beat the
raced
Saints
with
in that playoff game? The world deserves a Saints-Vikings playoff rematch, right? I mean, that'd be incredible.
Which teams in the NFC pose the biggest threat to the Rams and Saints? After thinking about it, nobody. Just think about these offenses and how
It's hard to find
explosive they are. It's hard to find one. And here's the thing, since we're talking Mario Kart, when you battle in Mario Kart,
Go on.
what are you trying to do? You're trying to burst
the balloons.
Balloons,
Yeah,
right?
3 balloons.
And there's 3 balloons on each. Only thing that's going to happen if balloons burst within these teams, and that's injuries. And I know injuries are inevitable, but if you get healthy at the end of the year and you can maintain that, I feel like nobody's going to stop these guys, and they will meet up at the end in the NFC Championship game. You got to give credit to the team that's the biggest bully, and that's the Saints right now. The Saints, they proved to be the better team when they played, and not only that, they're playing almost like collegiate football right now, where they're running up the score on teams for their own personal confidence, but also to send a message to everybody else. But right now, Rams and Saints, 2 of the best offenses in the business, those guys will be in the playoffs and meet up in the
The Vikings did beat the Rams in the regular season last year, so they have that little, but then again, the Rams beat them this year, which is probably more important.
We'll see how it all shakes out, but I still feel like they're